Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist, life and health coach. And I know what you're wondering is, what does she have on? Well, actually, this is a fat vest. And if you meet with me to sign up for one of my programs in person, you actually get to try this on. And let me just tell you what happens is people say, most women tell me, well, that must weigh 40 pounds. The men will get a little closer, they'll say 20, they'll say 30, but actually this is a 20-pound fat vest, and you can just see. So this is kind of what most people have. Some people have twice as much, some people have 3 times as much. Most of the people that I've signed up for my challenge say, you know, I want to lose 30 pounds, and that's totally doable. You can totally lose 30 pounds in 90 days. But if you think about it, this is 20 pounds. And if I stand here with it very long, what happens is I begin to feel it in my legs, I feel it in my back, I just feel it, okay? So if you can just imagine having 20, 40, 60, 80 pounds, it's a heavy burden. And not only, I'm gonna put it down now, not only is it a heavy burden? Whoop. Oh yeah, it went to the floor. Not only is it a heavy burden for your body, it's a heavy burden for your mind, because you hate the clothes you wear, and you hate the way you feel, you hate the way you look. You just, and you know you need to do something about it, and you've tried and tried and tried, but nothing is working. It's just not working. I see Charlotte on here. I know she knows that feeling, and I had that feeling. Okay, so tonight I have drawn for the supplement, so I'm excited to share that. I'll share that at the end, but I wanted to do a little teaching tonight on leaky gut and really just digestive issues in general. So when you join my program, what happens in the first 30 days, hey Sandy, is you heal your gut, all right? And how do you do that? You do that with good, optimal foods, okay? So let me give you some examples of some of the foods that are damaging your gut. So one is gluten, we know that, and especially because it's, you know, bread, the flour, the wheat, all that's genetically modified. Vegetable oil, canola oil, soy oils, all of those have an extreme inflammatory effect on your system. That's why so many people have so many aches and pains, because of, you know, all the French fries they've eaten that's been fried in vegetable oil, French fries and chicken nuggets, and, you know, just all of these things. So just want to start off and tell you that we can heal your gut in the first 30 days. It takes about 30 days for the cell wall to regenerate, especially after it's been broken down. So here's what happens. What gluten does is it affects the cilia, which is like little hairs around the lining of your gut, and so they're broken down, and they're not able to move the food through it. But also, you see these 3 circles here, that's the cell wall. If the cell wall is impaired, then food actually leaks through instead of those cells talking to each other. They actually have a gap in between them, and the food moves through, and it gets into your bloodstream, and your bloodstream can't handle that food, and it's very inflammatory. And so that's another reason why you want to heal your gut. I remember, and I saw Miles Zachary join my program, I think it's been maybe 2 years ago, and he called me from the hospital, and he said, Dr. Stanley, I need your program. I'm in the hospital. I've been here, I think it was a week. He said, I have diverticulitis or diverticulosis, and he said, and I need something. And so he said, I carry Tums with me everywhere. I hear this all the time. I had all kind of stomach medicine that I took, and I'm just going to say about 98% of my clients within the first 2 weeks come off of their stomach medicine. They're like, I don't need it anymore. I don't have the indigestion. But so Miles called, he joined the program, and I think it was about 2 months later, he had his colonoscopy, and it was clear. And he's like, I don't even know where any Tums are now. I don't use them anymore because I've healed my gut. So that's really what you're going to do in the first 30 days of the program. We're going to concentrate not only on losing weight, but healing your gut. Because if your gut is healthy, then you're able to produce the hormones that you need. And those are, 70% of your hormones are produced in your gut. And if your gut's not working, you're not going to have good sleep because that serotonin is not going to get produced. And so just imagine all the toxins that we're putting in our body, high fructose corn syrup, all of the sugars, they're really just stripping our body of the nutrients. And then the food that we are putting in doesn't have any nutrients. So it's a double whammy. So like I told you, your body can't use this food that's leaking through, and it's really very toxic to your digestive system and just to your body in general. And that's what we're going to attribute a lot of pain to. My clients usually in the first week or so, 10 days, say, I've lost my pain. I can't believe it. My fingers are moving well. This pain that I had in my hip or my knee is gone, okay? And you think, are you telling the truth? I'm like, why would I lie about that? Because honestly, when I started the program years ago, I really was just trying to help people lose weight. And they came and they said, my pain is gone. And I'm like, whoa, well, that's just an added benefit. So there you go. Let's see who that is. Hey, Lori, good to see you. Okay. All right. So the other thing is there is a substance that's called NLRP3. It's an inflammasome, and I know that's a big word, but really what it is just a bunch of proteins, and these proteins trigger inflammation. So here's what I want to tell you. When you're in ketosis, which is what I promote in my program, you're actually going to suppress the production of these proteins. And so actually and the other thing, one of the benefits, another benefit of being in ketosis, which is where your body is burning ketones for fuel rather than sugar, okay, is that ketosis also increases the rate of stem cell production. Actually, reports are showing that it doubles it. So stem, that's a healing, okay? That's an origination of a new cell. So when you're in ketosis, your gut is going to heal twice as fast. And that's why I encourage my people in the first month, eat optimally, eat by the plan, eat flawless, and you'll get an amazing result in healing your gut. Okay, so now I promised that I was going to show you an exercise for your shoulders. So here's what's happening in the world, and I don't have my phone, but I'm just gonna pretend like this is a phone. All right, and so what you're seeing, let me just turn this. Yeah, what you're seeing is people doing this. Okay, they're sitting, their phone's down here, their shoulders are forward, their head's forward. A lot of tension and up here. So what a lot of people do to help that is they think, well, let me just stretch. Let me stretch here, let me stretch here. But actually what you need to stretch is this, because that's what's shortening. So you can imagine if this was like a rubber band, you've got muscles across here, your pectoralis muscles that attach into your ribs, you got your intercostal muscles between your ribs, and you're actually gravity is pulling you forward. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 stretches that you can do to increase this mobility in your shoulders. And if you did these every day, I've shown my group actually laying on a rolled up hard towel or on a pool noodle. That's one way, but this is another way. Just if you go to the bathroom or you have a stretch break or whatever you have at work or just through the day after you've been sitting a while, I would encourage you to do this stretch, because otherwise, if you're not stretched out, then those muscles that you're trying to use to keep you upright are literally pulling against these muscles that are pulling you forward. All right, so we're going to start with our elbows at a 90 degrees here and a 90 degrees here, so both sides. And your feet are going to be just at the edge of the door facing, okay, of the threshold. So you're going to lean in, okay, you're going to keep your elbows here, and you're just going to lean in, and you should really feel a stretch. I hope you can hear me. I should have put on my microphone. You should really feel a stretch, and I feel it all through here. Now the second exercise, it's not a hard one. You just go up a little bit with your elbows, and that's going to stretch a different set of muscles, okay? So you're not slumping down, you're just leaning forward. You're just putting your head through the gap. And then the last exercise, you bring your elbows down below 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees, down below, and you're going to stretch forward. Yep, just like that. And I would hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Now, whatever you do in a stretch, you don't do a bounce. So you don't do a bounce because that causes those muscles, all of those, to actually contract, all right, and pull against you, because it's kind of a scary thing to the muscle. If you're bouncing, it's like, what's she doing or what's he doing? So just a static stretch.